Yes guys, so I'm just calculating this question here. We have to find out here rate of interest. What we did, we just equated the two values of the principals from second equation and third equation. We equated them, finding the value of P principal. Principal was 600 into 100 upon 100 plus. First it was 4R, and the second case it was 650 into 100 upon 100 plus 6R, right? 6% into 6 years into R, rate of interest. Then we equated, because value of principal in both the equations were the same. We equated 600 into 100 upon 100 plus 4R equal to 650 into 100 upon 100 plus 6R. Now when we equated, we just cancelled out 100, then 650 it was 600. So 600 out of the 0 cancelled out. Then we cancelled out by 5 numerators. So 12 5 ja 60 and 13 5 ja 65. So 12 and 13, then we cross multiplied. We have calculated now. So after cross multiplication we obtained 1200. After multiplication 12 into 100 plus 72R equal to 1300 plus 52R. Take R in one side. So R, if I take 52 to this side, it will be 72 minus 52 into R equal to 1300 minus 1200, it is 100. So 20R is equal to 100. This is 20R is equal to 100. Therefore R is equal to 100 upon 5. Hence rate of interest per annum is equal to 5%. Right? So in this way, we just equated the two values of principal. The principal is the same in both the cases. That is the point. Okay, so question is this is the answer here. Question rate percent is 5% here. That is the question number 3 we completed. So let us take now question number 4. Now question number 4, what is given to us? Let me first write it down. Let me first read it and then solve it. Now question number 4 says, it is question number 4 here. 4 says the simple interest on a certain sum of money at 4% per annum for 4 years is ₹80 more than the interest on the same sum for 3 years at 5% per annum. 5% per annum. Find the sum here. So principal we have to find out. Right? I would say the simple interest on a certain sum of money at 4% for 4 years to be 80 more than this. So difference of the two, right? The two sums PP we have to find out. Then we will calculate P, equating them. Okay. First let me put the simple formula for simple interest, and first let me write here the simplest interest on a certain sum. The simple interest on a certain sum. On a certain sum of money. On a certain sum of money at 4% per annum for 4 years. For 4 years is ₹80 more. ₹80 more than the interest on the same. Then the interest on the same sum. For 3 years. This is very important. At 5%, here it is 5%, it was 4% initially. At 5% per annum, then find the principal, then find the sum in the principal. You find here the sum. You find the sum principal. Okay, you find the principal here. That is the question, right? So let me take the difference of the two principles, the two amounts is the Simple interest is difference of this. What is the principal here? How do you find out simple interest? The interest calculated in both the cases, the difference is 80. That is the simple interest. It says the simple interest on a certain sum of money at 4% per annum is rupees 80 more than the simple interest formula. Let me write here. Since simple interest is equal to P into R into T upon 100, this is given to us. But first says that the P is the same here, but difference of R and T is there. But simple interest, difference of the two interests, okay, the first one is greater than the second one. The difference, the difference of two simple interest is rupees 80. Okay, so 80 we can say 80 is equal to P, the first one is greater at 4%, right? P into R 4%, time is here 4 years upon 100 minus second principal into R, second case is 3 years, sorry, time is 3 years and rate 5%, 5 into R is 3%, time is 3 years, rate is 5%, okay, upon 100. So this we have to find out. This is 16 and this is 15, difference is only 1. It is P, if I take common, it is 16 upon 100 minus 15 upon 100. Simple. Now let me solve it above. So for the difference here, here 80 is equal to, by that 80 is equal to, P, if I take common, this is 16 upon 100 minus 15 upon 100. Okay, this now we can calculate. So 100 difference is 1 upon 100. So 100 into 80 is equal to P. So P is equal to therefore 80 into 100 divided by 1 only. 16 minus 15 is 1. If I find difference, okay, the difference is 1. It means 8,000 is the money. 8,000 is the rupees total money. So principal is hence. The money is, the sum is hence. The sum is rupees 8,000. Try to understand. This is rupees 8,000. Okay, this is the answer. So the money on which the simple interest, the difference of the two simple interests was 80 is the this much money, 8,000. Okay, the fourth question. Find the sum. Sum is rupees 8,000. Okay, so this is the question here. Question number 4 we have completed. Now let me solve question number 5. Now what is question number 5 saying? Let me first check it and then solve it. And then solve it. Okay, again this is, let me clean this. Yes, now question number 5. Let us talk about question number 5. What is given to us? First let me read it and then solve it. First is question is the difference between the interest received from two different banks, right, on rupees 500 for 2 years is rupees 2.5, right. Find the difference between their rates. Rates we have to find out. The two different banks, the money borrowed is rupees 500 for 2 years. The rates are different here. So sorry, rate and the difference between their rates. So R1 minus R2, the difference we have to find out. Simple. Okay, because money is 500 here, that given. So the difference between the interest received from two different banks on rupees 500 is 2.5, right? Okay, so difference of the interest is given, right? The difference between their simple interest is right here. We are given here the difference between the interest, difference between the interest received from the two banks, from the two different banks, on rupees 500. Means principal is, suppose I deposited rupees 500 in State Bank of India, and second bank is PNB, Punjab National Bank, or maybe ICICI Bank. Okay, so the two banks I have deposited rupees 500 each bank. Now the difference of the interest which they have paid after 2 years, the difference of interest which the bank has paid me, which added into my account on rupees 500, is 2.5 rupees only. Okay, we have to find out that what is the rate of interest. So R1 is to R2, the difference of those, find the difference between their rates. R1 difference R2 we have to find out. Okay, R1 minus R2. So let me take, okay, on rupees 500 for 2 years. For 2 years is rupees 2.5. This is very important. The difference of the interest received from the bank is 2.5. Find here, then find the difference. Find the difference between their rates. Find the difference. Sorry, this is difference between their rates. Between their means the bank's rates. What the rates of interest they are given to me. That difference we have to find out. Solution. Now simply 500 is the principal, so PR into T. Suppose R1 is the first bank's rate of interest and R2 is the second bank's rate of interest. So here the difference of interest, difference of simple interest is rupees 2.5. This implies that 2.5 is equal to the difference of the two interests. Two interests are P into R1 into T. This is 500 principal into R1 is suppose the rate into time is 2 years in both cases divided by 100, minus second case is also 500 into R2 rate of interest for 2 years, same divided by 100. Right? So this will give us 250. 250 equal to this difference 500. Let me take comma. 500 and 2 means 1000. We can take comma. This is twice R1. R1 is to R2. R1 minus R2. Let me take R1 minus R2 upon 100. Okay. R1 minus R2. Let me write it above. So what we obtain here, so finally we have obtained as, let me take the solution, that R1 difference R2, this right hand side I am writing here, divided by 100 into, we took common 1000, 500 into 2 we have taken common, this is equal to 2.5. The difference of the two interest is 2.5, and this is the difference of the R1 minus R2, the rate of interest. Now let me solve it here. So this 100 cancelled out, 2 zeros cancel out, this is 10 only, divided by 10 here. Therefore R1 minus R2 is equal to 2.5 upon 10. This difference is 0.25%. Okay, 0.25% rate of percent is the rate of interest. I mean difference of the two rates of interest is 0.25%. You can say that this is in percent here. Hence, the difference of rate of interest. So this is 5%. This is first is 6.25%. Second is 5%. Difference is 0.25%. Right? In this way, hence the difference of rate of interest, the rates of interest of two banks is equal to 0.25%. We can say, because R1% मान right in percentage, but difference is only 0.25. 0.25 is the difference. It may be written because R1, R2 are in the percentage, R1 percentage means R2% take percentage out, and then there is 0.25%. Okay, so this is answer here. Okay, now let us take question number 6. Now what does question number 6 say? Let me first check it and then solve it. Sixth question. What is given to us? First let me read it and then solve it. Question 6 says two equal amounts of money. Alright. Two equal amounts of money are deposited in two banks, each at 15% per annum rate of interest for 3.5 years and 5 years respectively. There are two different times here, 3.5 years and 5 years respectively. If the difference between their interest is rupees 144, right? Find the sum. Find each sum. To find the each sum, it says two equal amounts, because each sum is the equal amounts is there. So two equal amounts of money are deposited in two banks, each at 15% per annum. 3.5 years is naturally lesser, and 5 years, second is 5 years, so 5 years is greater. The difference of the two interest is 50% in both cases. Okay, so the P we have to find out. The difference is, let me take what is given to us. We say two equal amounts of money. Equal amounts of money are deposited in two different banks. Are deposited in two banks at two banks, each at 15% rate of interest. All right, each at 15% per annum. Okay, for time is different, 3.5 years and 5 years respectively, This is the point here, very important. Okay, the times are different, 5 years. If the difference between their interest is this, if the difference between their interest is rupees 144, it is given to us. Then find each sum. Each sum is the same amount there, so one amount will be there. To find here each amount, to find each sum, what each sum means? Same sum. So we have to find out the principal, that what is the principal he deposited in each bank, for equal amounts is deposited. Okay, now what we should see here. Okay, now simple interest difference is this, right? So now we can find out, since simple interest is equal to, we know that this is PR into T upon 100. The difference of the two interests, P is the same, R1 into T1 upon 100. The difference of the two is equal to 144. This implies that 144 is equal to P we have to take common. Let me take. Now first case is 5 years. For 5 years, okay. Second case is 5 years. Okay, 5 years and rate is 15%. 15 into R into T. 15% rate of interest and T is 5 years upon 100 minus 15 into 3.5 upon 100. This difference is there. So 3.5 is less than 5 years. Naturally, this money will be more. So in this case, let me further solve it. This P into, we are taking it further 15 into 5 upon 100. What it will be? This is 15 into 7 upon 2. Right? This is 15 into 7. 15 into 7. Because 3.5 is 7 upon 200. Now let me solve it. Take the 200 LCM. You will 15 into 15 is also common, so 15 upon. Let me solve it here. So easily we can find the P principal solution. So here it is 144. This balance 144 is equal to P within bracket. If I take 200 LCM, let me take 200 LCM, no problem. I'm not cancelling them out. It will be 15 into 10 because this is 100. 100 divided by 200 divided by 100 is 2. 2 into numerator multiplication. And even 15, let me take common. This 15 into P we have taken common. 15 because equal, the same rate is there, so this is 15. It will be 10 here. Minus 7. 10 minus 7. Why? Because this is 5 to your 10. 5 to your 10, 200 LCM. Right? And then 200 divided by 100 is 2. 2 into 5 in the numerator. 10 and minus 7 is there in the second case. So here P is equal to, therefore this is 3 upon 200. Right, therefore P is equal to, we have to find out P, 144 into 200 upon 15 into 3. 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 into 15, 45 in the denominator. Let me solve it now. Okay, so this 3, 4 is 12. Got the point? 2 carry 24. 3 8 is 24. 5 3 is 15. 5 4 is 40. And 3 1 is, right? And 16 3 is, so this is 1 and 3 6 is 18. So 16 into 40. P therefore is equal to 16 into 40. 16 4 is 48. Sorry, 64. 16 4 is 64. So 640. So rupees 640 was the principal which was deposited in each bank. Alright, 640 only. Difference is 16 into 40. 0, 16 4 is 64. 16 to the 32, 32 to the 64. 640 answer. Hence principal is the money deposited in each bank was, hence money or sum deposited in each bank. Deposited in each bank was rupees 640. This is the answer. Principal we have to calculate. Okay. Question number 6 we have completed. Let me talk about question number 7. Now question number 7, what does it say? Let me click this one. Now question number 7. Okay, now question number 7 says, let me write it here, given. What is 7 says? Question number 7 says. Now 7th question is, a sum of money doubles itself in 4 years at a simple interest, right? Now in how many years will it amount to 8 times itself? Try to understand this question. Let me take. A sum of money given to us is, a sum of money doubles itself It says a sum of money doubles itself in 4 years. It is given to us. Okay, doubles itself in 4 years. Seventh question, in 4 years at a simple interest. Got the point? In how many years? Now we have to find out here. To find in how many years. In how many years will it be 8 times? Will it amount to 8 times of itself? Amount to 8 times of itself. 8 times of itself. That is the question we have to find out. Now try to understand solution. Now this is very logical question here. In how many years it will be? 8 times. Now try to understand. The money or the principal becomes, it means it doubles in 4 years. The money doubles in 4 years, right? This is given to us. Travels, how many it will? Now it will travel, or 3 times. It will become 3 times. It will travel, or it will travel in how many years? Now in 4 years it has become twice P, doubles P, right? P is the difference in the principal. Now this P it becomes in 3 in it will become 3 times in how many years? Okay, but P has become in 4 years. In 4 years it has become just double of itself. Now travels means twice of P it will become. In 8 years it will become travels. It will become in 8 years. Try to understand this question. It will travel in 8 years. What is the difference? How do we calculate this? 4 into only 2, because twice P it will become in 8 years. 1 P it becomes in 4 years. 1 P, because 1 P is the principal difference. Twice P minus P. The interest is doubles. Principal becomes double of itself. Means simple interest is P only. P is 1 times it becomes, right? So 1 times it becomes 4 years. 2P will become 8 years. 3P will become in, okay, 3P means when 4 times to 12 years. It will become, and it will become 4 times in 12 years, right? It will become 4 times of itself in how many? 3 into 4, 12 years, right? Now it is 3 times, because 3P it will become 3. So 3 into 4, 12 years, in 12 years, right? When it becomes 8 times, it means 8 minus 1P is 7 times. So it becomes 7 3 in 3 years. 7 3 20. 7 3 7 4 28. Because it becomes, when 8 times it is becoming, so 7 4 in 4 years it is doubles itself. In 4 years, 4 years. 4 is the difference. 8 times. Hence, it will become 8 times. It will become 8 times in 4 into 7. Why 4 into 7? For 8P minus 1P is 7. 7 into 4 times. In 4 we have to multiply. This is 4 7 28. In 28 years, this is the answer. This simple logic question. On 28 years, it will become 8 times. Now try to understand. You can just find it out. Okay, either find the rate of